Are you struggling to choose the right longboard for you? Feeling lost in the dense jungle of longboard options available on the market? Getting dizzy looking at the huge choice of decks, all shapes and sizes, the many sorts of trucks, the countless types of wheels? Finding the right longboard setup requires deciding how you're going to ride your longboard. A longboard is the sum of its components, so choosing a longboard amounts to picking the right components, which in turn depends a lot on exactly what you'll want to do on your longboard. You need to know your own style of riding. Are you mainly going to be cruising and carving? Commuting? Traveling over long distances? Free riding or speed skating downhill? Doing tricks and riding bowls? Dancing? Once you know why, how, and where you'll be riding, you have a good starting point for choosing the features you really need, including which shape, which trucks, and which wheels. Of course, your riding style alone will not entirely determine the kind of longboard that's right for you. Your environment, your physical build, your experience and learning ability, and your preferences also play a major role. In the following section, I'll briefly go through the most important features to consider when choosing a longboard and how they can affect your riding. Then, we'll look specifically at each riding style. Based on my own experience and knowledge, I'll give you the best recap I can come up with regarding the setups that work best for each style. Choosing the right longboard for you. What to look for. Here's a quick rundown of the key features to look at when choosing the right longboard for you. Deck size and wheelbase. The bigger the deck and the longer the wheelbase, the more stable the board, and the more speed it can handle without wobbles. Larger boards, however, typically have a larger turning radius. Deck height. Distance between the deck and the ground. It affects the riding feel of the longboard. Higher decks are harder to push, brake on, more distance for the foot, and less stable. Lower decks, e.g. dropped decks, are more pushable and stable. Mount type. Top mounts have more wheel leverage and are more responsive. Drop-through decks. Trucks are mounted through the deck, are lower to the ground and more stable. Deck flex profile. Flexier decks, fewer maple plies, bamboo, are good for carving and pumping, not so good for speed. Camber, upward curvature, and rocker, downward curvature, also affect flex and bounce. Deck concave and kicks. Foot pockets allow foot lock-in, good for carving, free riding, and freestyle, not so good for cruising and dancing. Kicktails are important for freestyle and street cruising. Choosing the right longboard for you. Concave. Truck style. Reverse kingpin trucks, which are higher up and well-turning, work best for most riding styles. Traditional kingpin trucks (TKP) are good for freestyle tricks and sometimes downhill racing. Truck width and angle. Most trucks are either 150 mm wide, for decks 8.5, or 180 mm wide, decks 8.5. Baseplate angle, i.e. the angle between deck and pivot, affects lean versus turn. How much the deck needs to lean to make the wheels turn. This is particularly important for carving, pumping and free riding. Wheel diameter and lip profile. Bigger wheels roll faster, but require a deck with good wheel clearance. Squared lips provide more grip than rounded lips, while rounded lips are easier to slide. Wheel durometer. Harder wheels roll faster on smooth surfaces, soft wheels roll better on rough surfaces. Harder wheels are easier to slide, softer wheels have more grip. Softer wheels offer better suspension. Bearings. Better bearings can get your wheels rolling for much longer with a single push. Ceramic bearings are the most frictionless but are expensive. Normal bearings can work fine if you keep them clean and lubed.